Here's a long-term review of the Harbor Freight Predator 1400 or 1100, whatever they're marketing it as, or whatever the name is. This has been out, I think, since April of 2021. I got it in the summer of 2021, so I've had it about 8 months. And as you can see, I keep track of the run times, just because I wanted to see, since it is so new, I wanted to see how long or how many hours it would have on it if I did come across any issues. I purchased this primarily as a backup, just to either use in a small power outage to run a fridge or an AC unit on the second floor of my house. As the house generator I have, the transfer switch doesn't cover the second floor. So this, I could throw out an extension cord and run an AC unit in the summer if it's real hot, or I could power a computer, a couple other things, or if I just wanted to power a fridge, I could use this. Another scenario I predicted was if friends or family in the area had a power outage and we still had power, this is something that I could easily give them and they could use. We could lastly use it in if we camp, like at a campground or something like that, or in the future if we were to ever get a camper or go with people that have a camper, we could use it then. And it's important to note that, as you can see on the side here, it's 1400 max starting watts. So the running watts is really an 1100 watts. So it is quite a small generator, but it'll run a small AC unit and it will run our fridge. So those are the two things, at least for us, that it would do. And as I mentioned earlier, I keep track of the hours there. If you add those up, I have between 7 and 8 hours roughly. I use it, I run it at least once a month for 15 minutes or so. The most load I've had on it was over the summer. I had it pretty much when I first got it, and I put a small AC unit in this window here. And then I just put that generator outside and I ran it for like 2 hours. And this isn't an insulated room, but it kind of took the edge off, and I just wanted to see if it would run it, have any problems like that. And it didn't. It's been fine. Overall, it's been really good. Now, it's been very limited use, though I have put the 7 or 8 hours on it. I haven't used it for days powering something, or even a 24-hour cycle. So I can't give you how much fuel it burns. I'll put in the comments what Harbor Freight says it'll burn I think it's like 2 gallons every 8 hours. I'm probably spitting misinformation here, so I'll put that confirmed information in the comments. But overall, I've been really happy with it. It's light. I think it's rated, I forget the actual rate from Harbor Freight, but people need to remember that's without oil and fuel, and I tend to keep the fuel at least half full. So it's a light generator. It's an inverter generator, so for those that don't know that, it'll give, it's safe to use with electronics and stuff like that. And there's a better video that explains its power and basically the review of setting it up and first starting it. There's a channel called Silver Symbol. He's out of Massachusetts. He does a lot of generator reviews, and he does a good initial unboxing and running of this. So I'll have to run or recommend that. I saw that video after I had bought this, and so that's what that is. But yeah, my overall expectation, or my overall opinion of it so far, has been good. Now, if I were to do it over again, I would probably go with the Generac 1200, only because of two main reasons. Well, I guess really three. The first is cheaper. It was like $100 cheaper right now. I think it's like $350 over the summer. After I bought this, I found it and it was like $329. So it's cheaper. This was $429. It's a little bit more power. It has 1200 running watts. And thirdly, Generac has been around a lot longer making generators. And though the Predator series is getting better, they're not of, as far as lower end generator goes, I would say Yamaha, Honda are the higher end, especially for these small compact ones. For the lower end Generic's been around longer, been making them, so I think they have a more proven design and build. So that's what I would do, or that's what I would even recommend if you're looking for a small, cheap generator, or go with the Generic 1200. That is, it's been around, like I said, it's been around longer, and that's what I would change. I just, after this, I'm just going to, it's cold out. It is, take my word for it. It's 12 degrees outside, and I'll just show you how I start it and just its overall, just starting it in cold weather and see how it does. Alright, so it's pretty easy. Flip it on, turn the fuel on, make sure it's not on the like low power where it'll fluctuate the amount of power it actually needs. Choke on, and I usually pull it twice. I was gonna say I normally pull it twice, then I'll give it a minute and come back. But the second pull started it up. Now this is cold. Alright, I'll turn the rug. And hopefully you can hear me, but it's a super quiet generator. And I'll just turn that, I forget what they call it. Basically the throttle. You can see the RPMs go down quite a bit more, and it's a lot quieter. I'll let it run for like 5 minutes. I did run it like a week ago. I'll put a small load on it, run it for 5-10 minutes. Since it's so cold, maybe I'll run it for 10 minutes, and then I'll just put it away. As you can see, I put a shop light on it just as a small load. And 2 other key points I wanted to say as recommendations. I run non-ethanol fuel in it. I do put stable in it as well, just because I'm usually not burning that much fuel over it. And it is 10W30 oil. It does not come with oil, so that's something you have to provide when you first get it. And whether it needs it or not, I will change the oil, just like on all my engines, once a year.